Hello, hello. It's your girl Whitley, and this is Girl the Podcast. Thank you for listening today. I really appreciate it. Last week we talked about, letting niggas just be different because we should just let niggas be different. And today we'll be talking about something kind of similar, just a little bit. And we'll really be getting into society. We'll be getting into some things. Some things. But first, I want to start with some news or whatever. Did y'all hear about the 57-year-old man in Oregon named Michael Maiden who drugged his 12-year-old daughter and her friends at a sleepover that was at his house? Did y'all hear about that? I don't know if y'all heard about it or not, but just in case you didn't, here's what happened, girl. Basically, in August, right? I don't know why this is like just becoming national news now. Maybe because he turned himself in on the 29th. That could be why. But this happened in August. Michael Maiden, used benzos, as in benzodiazepine. Benzodiazepine. I'm probably not saying that right. We're just going to say benzos from now on. Those are sedatives, by the way. Like, they kind of make you go to sleep. They produce sedation and hypnosis, and they relieve anxiety and muscle spasms, right? So he sprinkled those, like mixed them into some mango smoothies that he made for his daughter and her friends. And he gave them to them at about around like 9 and 11, like between then, 9 and 11, somewhere during that time frame at night, right? So he was like really adamant about them drinking them. Like he was really encouraging them to drink the fucking smoothies and stuff, right? So when one of the girls was like, I don't really like smoothies, or I don't really like how this tastes, he made a second drink, right? Then they went to sleep because obviously that's a sedative. They were getting sleepy. They went to sleep. And one of the girls did not like really finish her drink. She didn't finish it secretly. Thank the Lord that she did not, right? She was still up and she saw him come downstairs, and he performed a little test to see if the girls were sleeping. Like, he put a finger underneath one of the girls' nose and like waved his hand in her face. Another news report said that he like touched the girl's arm and like tried to see if she was gonna move, like trying to move her body. And the girl that was still awake, she told the police that she could feel him watching her by his presence as she kept her eyes shut, pretending to be asleep. Then once he left the room, the girl, she texted her mother at 1:43 local time, and she was like, "Mom, please pick me up and say I had a family emergency. I don't feel safe. Like I might not respond, but please come get me," with some crying emoji. Like, please pick up. Please, 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 right? Like, she was trying to get her mama attention, like, girl, come get me. And so the girl's mama, she alerted the other girl's parents, and they all came to the nigga's house. They all came to the man's house to pick up their daughters, right? And then Maiden, he kept trying to tell them, "Oh no, like the girls are asleep, like come back in the morning." But the parents were like, "No, give me my fucking kids." So then one of the girls like could not walk. Like, it was like kind of hard for them to walk. Like, they were walking real slow, eyelids were heavy and stuff. So the parents took them to the hospital. And then the hospital tested the girl's blood. They found the benzos that was in their fucking bloodstream. And the police, like the Oregon police, they later determined that Maiden was responsible for the drugs detected in the girl's bloodstream. That shit is fucking crazy. So he turned himself in on Thursday, and he was indicted on 9 felony and misdemeanor charges, including causing another to ingest a controlled substance, right? He was taken in at the county jail, but records show that he is no longer in custody as of yesterday, March 1st. And the bail was set at $50,000. I just think that shit is sick. It's very sick. And if you felt comfortable enough to do that at a sleepover, kind of like, to me, with all of like the Law and Order SVU that I be watching, it seems like he was doing that shit for a while. And who knows, he could have been doing it to his daughter. Who knows? And who knows what he planned to do to those girls. That shit is weird. Why are you giving them benzos? If you wanted them to just, go to sleep at a decent time, I don't know, melatonin. Not even. Actually, let me not even say that. Let's not drug children. Let's not drug anybody. I was gonna say melatonin, but that's something that you should only give to your child, if you're actually looking out for your child. So I don't know why he thought it was okay to be drugging other people's kids. And I don't know why he thought it was okay to be drugging his kid. Like, that's just weird. That's just so weird. And my daddy, he would never let me spend the night at people's house, right? If he didn't know the parents, or like if there was a father in the house, 9 times out of 10, I could not spend the night. And I'll never forget one of my best friends, like we're not close anymore, but one of my best friends at the time, we were really close, right? But her father was in jail. Then her dad got out of jail. And my dad was like, no, you can't go over there. You can't spend the night. And I used to spend the night at this girl house all the time, y'all, like all the time. So I'm like, why can't I spend the night anymore? Like, I literally used to be over there all the time. And he was like, no, I don't know her father. And I'm like, damn, like, do you want to meet her father? And I don't really think he was interested in meeting her father. But more of the story is, I could not spend the night over there. And I hated it at the time. I actually credit that to our friendship dissolving, because she ended up going to a different school and we just grew apart. And my heart still breaks to this day. Anyway, I didn't like it at the time that he would not let me spend the night at my friend's house, right? But looking back, I understand why. And I'm actually kind of grateful, because I'm not trying to say her dad would have done anything to me, but you never know with people. And I'm appreciative that he was overprotective. I really hated it growing up. I really did. And sometimes I still be like, damn, like, you could have let me do that one little thing. But I understand his logic and his line of thinking. And I told y'all this news story because I want y'all to be aware. I don't know if any of y'all girls got kids, but the world is fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. You have to be hyper vigilant these days. Hyper vigilant, because people are fucking crazy. So prayers goes out to all of the kids that were affected from this fucking drugging in their families. And that's kind of like low key, not even low key, that's fucking dramatic. And I really feel bad for his daughter, because imagine finding out that your father is a fucking weirdo. How are you going to live that down? The blame and the fault is not on her, but kids are fucking ruthless, and there's no telling. So I really feel bad for the little girl. Fuck that man, though. He's weird as fuck. And I don't know why his bail was so low. Like, why was he able to post bail? He should be in jail. He should have been in jail in August, but whatever. Prayers out to everybody affected by that. That is really fucking sad. So, moving on. I really wanted to title this like, I'm literally just trying to survive, dog, because I want to get into some things about how it feels to grow up as a black woman, or not even black woman, how it feels to grow up as a black girl, or not even black girl, just a girl, how it feels to grow up as a girl in fucking society, and like how it feels to find yourself, and like the pressures that society like puts onto us, right? So I feel like we all can agree, like all of us women, I think that we can agree that society puts a lot of pressure on us to be quote unquote traditional, right? Whether it's through the media that we consume, like the shows that we watch, the movies we watch, the books we read, etc., or fucking home economic classes that, used to be really popular, like used to be a thing. And King didn't offer home economic classes, and I'm not really sure how many schools still do, but I do know that used to be like a really big thing. Like, oh, this is how you take care of home. And our families too. Our families, they really put a lot of pressure on women to like be quote unquote traditional. Like our parents, they want us to be like them. Like if you have a 2-parent household and like, your mom was the more traditional wife, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna want you to grow up and be like that. Or like even these niggas, like the niggas, they want us to be like their grandmas. I'm not your granny, nigga. Sorry. Because like 9 times out of 10, your grandma was acting like that because she kind of felt like she had no other choice, right? And that's just the sad reality of it. But it's 2024 and I have a choice. I'm not your grandma. Sorry. I'm not and I won't be. Thankfully, my nigga don't have that kind of mindset. But a lot of these niggas do, and it's just not happening. Either your grandma or your mama. I'm neither one. Sorry. So I always find that like really crazy though that society like puts this pressure on us as girls, as little girls, to be like this because black women, for some reason, we've always had a different standard of womanhood. Not even for some reason. I know what the reason is. It's slavery, right? It's slavery and racism. Of course, always, always, always. And we've also been left out of like several feminist movements, but that's a different topic for a different episode. But it's just like, it's crazy that we have this standard when we're not even really like wanted in the stand. You know what I'm saying? Like we're still the standard still gets put onto us, even though we're not even really wanted. Like that's not even really for us type shit. But somehow because of the media that we consume and the fact that it was really hard to see black representation when I was growing up, I'm not gonna lie. I mostly saw white people, mostly saw white kids and all that shit. Um, it's just weird because that's what I was that's what I grew up or like that's what I was looking at as a child and being like, oh, okay, yeah, like I guess I want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's not really even the standard that they want us to have. But that's the standard that gets put onto us. You feel like, do you catch my drift? Do you feel what I'm saying? And it's like with the women and the girls that I saw on TV, it was like they were married or in a relationship or like they always wanted a man or like they had kids, like perfect families or, you know, like they enjoy parties and like they're like really glamorous. They enjoy cooking and all that stuff. But what happens when you grow up and you don't really feel the same way as you used to as a kid? Because when I was a kid, I looked up to those girls and I'm like, oh, like, yeah, I do strive for that. I actually had my life planned out since I was about, I don't remember the specific age, but I was really young. And half of the reason I had it planned out was because I had older parents and I didn't want to be an older parent. But it's like I was putting these restrictions on myself like, girl, when you're 25, you need to be married. And then when you're 30, you need to be having a kid, right? I'm about to be 24 in a few days. I'm going to say a few days. Girl, I'm going to be 24. I'm going to be 24 on March 25th. I'm going to be 24 on March 25th, and it is March 2nd. That's not a few days, but whatever. I'm 23 going on 24. I don't really see myself being married by 25. Maybe engaged, right? Maybe engaged, but not really married. And when I was growing up, that was like totally realistic for me. That was really like realistic expectation. Like, bitch, you will be married before them eggs get motherfucking old. And now that I'm 23, it's like, girl, no, you're not ready to be married. You know, like in a perfect world, I would marry my man tomorrow, but marriage comes with a lot of stuff, and I don't think that I'm like mentally ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Moving in, yeah, but getting married, I don't know, right? But when you don't really feel the same way that you used to as a kid, or like you don't aspire for the typical quote unquote young women ambitions, you don't really get treated, you know, nicely. You kind of get labeled as odd or whatever. And it's like, damn, like just because when I say I'm speaking for like in general. Like, damn, just because I want to be single or I don't want no kids or, you know, I don't really enjoy going out. I'd rather stay in. Now you're getting looked at as odd. Oh, like, what you mean you don't want kids? Are you sure you don't want kids? Are you positive? Are you like, yes, bitch, I am positive. And I want kids, right? Whitley wants kids. I really do. But I know a lot of women that don't. Like, they're fine with being the cute little TT or the rich auntie, you know, they're fine with that. And more power to them because that's, you go through a lot for 9 months, you know, and some women just don't want to put their bodies through that. And some women just don't want to raise a child. And I think that's really brave to say because society literally trains us to want kids from when we're fucking kids. Like they train us to want babies when we're babies. I had so many baby dolls growing up. Like, what the hell? Like, why do I really need a baby doll? I'm technically still a baby. Like, I'm still a kid. You know, why am I taking care of this fake ass baby? You know, why are we like with the toys and stuff that they give to us as kids? I'm telling y'all that they try to mold us into the women they want us to grow up to be. And it's really sick. Or it's like, damn, like you don't like partying? Oh my god, like you're so lame. You're only young once. Or like every woman needs somebody to be happy. You can't really be happy if you're single. Like you need to go settle down. Those are the things that people will say to you if you don't aspire to be the young woman that society thinks you should be. And it was like, actually, I can't even speak on what it was like before social media because I've always lived in a social media age. Like I'm only 23 and social media is still relatively new, right? So I've always lived in a social media age, but I feel like for the women before me, it was probably easier to pick and choose what kind of media you wanted to consume because, all right, this TV or this movie, you know, they they giving off like women stereotypes that you don't fuck with, right? Or you know, you don't fuck with this kind of media, you don't fuck with that, you're not gonna read that, you're just not gonna watch that because you don't agree. You don't have that kind of choice these days. Like you think you have a choice, but you don't. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're scrolling on your feed, your For You page, anything, you're going to see some type of media or content that you don't fuck with. Like they're talking about things that you don't agree with, that you don't fuck with, right? And everybody is just constantly projecting their own personal beliefs onto the next bitch. Like, goddamn. Okay, you want kids. Congratulations. I don't want them just because I'm supposed to have them. No, like if you want kids, more power to you. Some women don't want them just because they're quote unquote supposed to. I don't care if that's what my body is quote unquote made for. I don't want any kids. And some women truly believe that. Or, okay, you like to go get fucked up every weekend, but I don't. And I love that you love to do that. So have at it. But don't try to sit here on your goddamn Instagram and try to make me feel bad for not wanting to go out all the time. It's perfectly okay to be a goddamn homebody. What? Or, okay, you are having a lot of fun with your man or your girlfriend, like with your romantic partner. Great. I love that for you. But I am perfectly fine being single right now. You don't need to get on fucking Instagram or Facebook and fucking say, oh, and you ain't got no man, you not blah 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 blah. Bitch, what if I don't want a man? The fuck? Or oh, every woman needs a man. Don't let them blah 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 blah. Nigga, a man need me, bitch. How about that? I'm what a man need. Like, or oh, you don't cook for your man? What? Like bitches love to get on social media and just talk about how, you know, they throw down in the kitchen and they can't believe that some men don't have women cooking for them, blah, 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 blah. All I hear is bird noises like chirp, 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 chirp. Cause, okay, you like to slave in the kitchen. Cool for you. I don't, right? I don't like slaving in the kitchen, and like I'm talking about me, like me. I don't like cooking in the kitchen. Sorry, I don't like cooking. I really don't. But as y'all heard on like the love episode, I don't mind cooking for my man, you know, but he's not going to force me to do it just because I'm the woman and I'm quote unquote supposed to do it, you know? He respects my decision. And I actually had somebody ask me and my boyfriend, like, oh, like, does she be cooking for you? And my boyfriend was like, no, you know, sometimes she do, blah, blah, blah. And he's talking about, oh, couldn't be me. And this is a man saying that, like, oh, couldn't be me. What, nigga? It wouldn't be you. It would never be you. So, does it really matter? Like, it doesn't matter. Just because society has trained us to believe that women should be the only ones cooking in the kitchen, that's not what it really is because men can cook too. Fuck. It's not a fucking, what's the word? It's not illegal for a man to turn on the stove and whip some shit together. It's not illegal. A man can cook. It shouldn't be a woman only thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think one of the other things I've been seeing on social media that like really pisses me off is the whole like birthday hair debate, because all of a sudden it's not really like feminine for real to wear braids on your birthday, or if you don't wear makeup on certain occasions and shit, you're like less of a woman or something. Like you're not really, you're not being what quote unquote a young woman should really be. Like a young woman should not really be wearing braids to her birthday. I think that's the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard. Braids are a hairstyle. Since when is there a fucking ban on braided hairstyles for birthdays? It's your birthday. Do what the fuck you want. It doesn't matter if other people are saying that you shouldn't wear braids. It's just fucking, it's fucking hair. Like, what, bitch? If I look cute in my fucking braids, I look cute in my fucking braids. And yes, bitch, it's my birthday. Who finna check me? Like, what? Don't even, like, that. I wore braids on my 23rd birthday, and I did. Yep, and I was very fucking cute. Because it's very fucking possible. Like, I just hate how society wants us to be in a box. And I know I said that on the last episode, but for real, like, society really wants us to be in a box. And us as black people and black women, we really do be upholding those standards set by fucking white people. The standards are set by white people. Like, of course, they're not going to think braids are a quote unquote formal fucking hairstyle. Of course, they don't wear braids. They don't know the shit that you can do with braids. Like, of course, that's not elegant or formal to them, but we should know better. Like, we should know better. But sometimes it seems like we don't, and we just fall right into their trap. They want us to assimilate so bad, and that's why they put these kind of standards on us, because they want us to assimilate. It's okay to not assimilate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to. You can be you. And don't even get me started on like being an introverted black woman in today's society, because, you know, there's always that angry black woman, loud black woman stereotype that society puts onto black women, right? And they always see us as being outspoken. And I grew up very introverted, and I always would hear my dad telling me, like, oh, fix your face, or stop acting like that. Why are you acting like that? Or a lot of people would call me bougie. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm not bougie. I don't have an attitude right now. My face really does not need to be fixed. This is my natural fucking face, right? And I would just be so confused, like, what the fuck? And I actually heard that from a lot of people in my family, like a lot of people in my family, both sides damn near. And it's just like, I don't have an attitude, right? I don't have an attitude, but now I'm finna get one, because why are you telling me to fix my face so bad? My face is fine. Stop fucking looking at me if you don't like what's on my face, right? If you don't like my natural resting face, stop fucking looking at me. It's that easy, right? Because people will also tell me, oh, you know, I was scared to approach you because, you know, I didn't know how you would be, like, you know, like your face would like you got an attitude. But then when they do approach me, then they're relieved. And honestly, like, that just puts a lot of pressure on me to perform. Like, now I feel like I have to, you know, paint my face and put on a big ass smile, even if I don't even feel like smiling at the moment. And I have to go out and I have to perform, because all of a sudden, I'm getting, all of these allegations towards me that I have an attitude and blah, 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 blah. And people are projecting these things onto me, and that's not even how I feel. Right. And so now I have to be 10 times more mindful of my resting face, or I have to smile even if I don't want to, like I just said, because they're just throwing all this shit at me. And I don't like that. I really don't. Like, I have a resting bitch face. Yes, I do. What about, like, and I don't even think it's resting bitch face. I literally just, if I don't have an expression, I don't have an expression, and it's just my face. But would you go up to a man who is expressionless and would you tell him, oh, you need to fix your face? No, the fuck you would not. So why do you feel so comfortable telling me that? That just doesn't even make sense. And I've kind of gotten to a point where I'm not going to perform like, oh, okay, yeah, this is my face. You know, I don't feel like smiling, and I don't really feel like I have to smile. I hate when people tell me to smile, because if I had something to smile about, guess what I would be doing? Smiling, right? But I'm not smiling, and you want to know why? Because I don't have a fucking reason to smile. Let me just be me. Let me chill. Let me chill, bro, before I turn up. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me chill before I turn up. And I don't like it. Like, I don't like having to perform, and the amount of like mental pressure that that puts onto me and probably a bunch of other little black girls and black young women is crazy, because we're all just trying to find ourselves, right? We're all just trying to find ourselves. And the stuff that we're quote unquote expected to like do, you know, if you don't want to do that, you don't want to do that. And I think a big part of finding yourself is like being able to say, no, I'm just not into that, and just leaving it there, like, no, I don't want to do that, and just leaving it there. Like, no, I don't want to smile, period. Or, no, I don't want any kids right now, period. Even if they try to hit you with the, oh, your biological clock is ticking, right? Okay, and let it tick, baby. I just told you I don't want kids. Get the fuck out of my face. Yay. Or, I actually wouldn't mind being single for the rest of my life and just leaving it there. No, sorry, auntie, I don't have a boyfriend. I don't think I'll have a boyfriend for a while. Or, oh, no, I'm sorry, cuz I'm not really looking for anybody right now. You sure? Yeah, I'm sure. I like my peace. I'll keep a little friend over here and there, but I don't really want to be in a committed relationship right now. And if a man was to say that, it would just be cool. If a man was to say all of the shit that I just said, it would be cool, right? But because we're girls and we're women and we're black, it's not cool. Now what's the problem? No, like, it all gives performance, and I don't know why society wants us to perform so bad. We're not entertainers. We don't get paid for this shit. We're all just trying to live. We're all literally just trying to live. We don't want to be performing every day. One like really big experience that I did have with feeling like I had to perform was my time in my sorority, right? While in my sorority, if y'all have been listening for a while, y'all can just kind of tell, I'm just kind of different, and not even in a bad way. I'm just different. Like, I'm just different. And there's like a lot of girly girls in there, which is completely expected. Like, it's a sorority for one, and there are a lot of girly girls in the world. So, I wasn't tripping. And I'm friends with, like, I'm really close with the girly girls, because, sometimes I do be having my little girly moments, sometimes I do. But I really felt like a lot of mental pressure that I know I was putting it on myself, but I was putting it on myself because of my surroundings, like my mom and just like society as a whole, or like what I thought the expectations were from me being in the sorority, if that makes sense. Like, I felt like it is expected of me to act like this because I'm in this sorority, right? And I was just not into some of the stuff that my line sisters were. And it's not the end of the world, because we all have different interests. A lot of me and my line sisters, we share similar interests, but when it comes to some stuff, I'm just not into it, right? Like Telfar purses and designer purses and all that. Like, I'm just not really into that. And there's nothing wrong with me into that. I'm just not. Okay. But I felt like I had to, like, I don't know, kind of give a fuck more than I would normally give a fuck, because that is what is expected of me. And it caused me like a lot of mental confusion, and like just like a lot of mental back and forth. Like, how can I be in this big ass organization and feel so isolated, because I just was not I just was not what a typical person of my sorority is. And I just felt really isolated. Like, I just could not relate. Even though I knew I could relate on some things to a lot of my line sisters, when it came to like overall, I just felt so isolated. Like, I just felt like I just did not fit in. Like, I just felt like a sore thumb. Like, I was literally sticking out like a sore thumb. And this could all just be like me mentally. This is just like my mental thoughts. These are my thoughts and my feelings and my beliefs. My line sisters, they might not agree. They might be like, oh, Whitley, actually, no, we really fuck with you. Like, we really never even thought that you were isolated. We never really thought that you were that different, blah, 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 blah. But I just felt different because of how I thought I was going to be perceived. I just felt different. And all in all, like, society trying to make us be moms and, you know, be all traditional, be the traditional housewife and all that stuff. And then me getting into an organization that still has a lot of like traditional beliefs that I just don't agree with most of the time. It's like, damn, that is enough to make me just feel like, damn, where the fuck do I belong? Because goddamn. But I kind of, like, during the time that I took to myself when I said, you know, I was about to crash out, blah, 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 I really, like, took the time to be like, it's okay to be different, and it's okay if I don't want to be a traditional woman. I'm perfectly fine being a modern woman. Like, there's nothing wrong with being a modern woman, and I embrace it wholeheartedly. And I just really want y'all to embrace it as well if y'all feel the same way. Like, if you don't really think of yourself as a traditional woman, it's okay to be modern. It's okay to not want kids. It's okay to not want to go out all the time. I literally just started growing out. And I, like, now in 2024, I think I can count on one hand the amount of times I've been out. And I really stopped going out like late 2023. I don't even really like going out anymore. I'm kind of done doing the shit that women typically do. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. I'm done doing shit that women typically do, and I want y'all to be done too. If you're not into it, you're not into it. It's okay to be you. All women are not the same. I think that we should stop fucking letting society tell us what it is to be a woman, because we wake up as women every day. We know what it is to be a woman, and what it is to be a woman is different for every woman. And I just want y'all to remember that. Point blank, period. That's really all I have for y'all today. I just wanted to get on here on my little soapbox and just say fuck society and fuck societal norms and fuck fucking gender roles and fuck the whole idea of a traditional woman, because Black women, we're not even really fucking traditional. We're not even what white people want us to be. It's just not in us. And we keep trying to, oh, well, you know, white women can express themselves in ways that we cannot. That's just that. But I just really want us as women to remember that it's okay to be different. And it's okay to not want to be traditional. It's okay to be modern. Don't let fucking social media tell you what it is to be a woman or what you should be doing as a woman, because you know what it is to be a woman and you know what you should be doing as a woman. It's different for literally everybody. It's different. Period. So for my girl, have you heard today? I really could only think of one song, which is so crazy. Like, damn, Whitley. But the only song that kept popping up in my head is Cinderella by the Cheetah Girls. So I don't want to be like Cinderella sitting in a dark on dusty cellar waiting for somebody to come and rescue me. What the fuck? No. No. So that has been Girl the Podcast. I really hope that y'all enjoyed my short little rant. I will speak to y'all next week. And yeah, let's stay in touch. Bye.